any other kind of tips or wisdom or pitfalls or any other advice you'd give to business leaders who are looking to start doing multiple acquisitions and having that part of their corporate strategy?
I would say the other thing I would add above and beyond what we've already discussed would be realistic around what you can get done and what will ultimately cash flow out for you as a business. We are living in a world where, in the not too distant past, people were hitting peak valuations. And, if you're a business that's, trading at a 5 and you want to go out and buy an 18, it's going to take you a long time to pay for that. Long time. Or an insane amount of synergy. And you have to be realistic about it, because not everybody can achieve those 18 multiples, and not everybody should want to even pay those multiples. So make sure that you're realistic about what the acquired company is worth and what it would do to your overall valuation when you're in that situation.
That's great advice, because even the 5 to 18 multiple, I know one of those multiples, that sounds to me like someone who's in a traditional services business wanting to go buy a high tech growth tech company. And, that would raise the signal of like, why are we doing this? Like, valuation aside, why are we doing this? Is this really what we want to go do? And we're a truck broker for truckloads moves, and we're going to go buy a, supply chain software play. So that, I would say that I'd add on to yours, Tom, I think you have to have that why nailed down out of the gate. And it's not just why acquire this specific business, but it's where are we trying to get to? Where do we want to grow to? And then when you look at a specific business, it's how does this fit into what we're trying to do? And I think you're right. The economics, you can't downplay it. You can't get over your skis on it, and you can't get deal drunk. So I think there's an element of discipline. But that said, if you know your why, you have a better view of your economics on the transaction than if you're just firing a dart at the dartboard, right? I like to use the analogy sometimes like, hey, Tom, you and I, we could get together and with no existing relationship in the business, we could go buy this thing and it's going to have a certain economics to us. If, however, we had an AFS and we had these 4 pillars and we had these specific gaps and we knew if we closed this gap, man, 10% of our customer base would jump on it. We'd be able to sell maybe this much with a little bit of a cut. Like, now you can start to see where the value is to you, and you can, what could to the seller be perceived as more aggressive valuation, but to you, like, that could still be a fraction of what the economics are worth to you if you know your why well enough.